Welcome back, everybody, to the Seattle Sonics, MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K22. Today we have Game 5 of the second round of the postseason here against the Houston Rockets. Last episode we had Games 3 and 4 in Houston. Game 3 we lost thanks to a 31-10 performance from Devontae Graham. And then Game 4 was pretty close throughout. The Rockets had the lead going into the fourth quarter, but we played really well down the stretch. We went on a 17-0 run during the fourth quarter to help us propel ourselves to a 3-1 series lead. I think the main reason why the team has been so good throughout the postseason has definitely been our defense. We have been locking down not just the Rockets, but the Nuggets in the first round as well. Our offense has been very average. We are second in three-point percentage, but we're also second to last in three-point attempts. So the offense has been very blah, but the defense has been phenomenal. We're first in blocks per game. We have by far the best opponent field goal percentage at under 40%, which is incredible. We have the second best opposing three-point percentage, and our opponents are only making 9.5 three-pointers a game, which again is by far the best mark in the league. Obviously, the Rockets' offense has been hampered without having Jalen Green, and sure, they would be a lot better offensively if they still had him. But look at Isaki McDaniels, who's been their number one scoring option since he got hurt. He dominated in the first round against Minnesota, and then in the second round against us, he's gotten shut down. We have held him under 10 points in 3 of the first 4 games. The only one we didn't was in Game 1, in which we won by 50, and McDaniels had only 3 points going into the fourth quarter, so he got most of those in garbage time. So long story short, our defense has been unbelievable so far. Hopefully we can have another strong defensive performance here today in Game 5. We can clinch out the series and get back to the Western Conference Finals for a third straight season as the Sonics win the tip, and we are underway. Game 5 of Round 2 in the Western Conference playoffs. Giddey sends it out to Oscar J. Basilin, who hits the early 3. Oscar has continued to score the ball at a very high level throughout these playoffs. Here's Devontae Graham driving inside with a nice move. Graham has been a huge spark plug for the Rockets' offense in this series, but that hasn't translated into consistent winning. Kyril Story misses the dunk, but it will be put back in by the big fella, Uzoma Chukwuemeka. That'll make it a 5-2 ball game. The Rockets looking to answer back. Tim Hardaway Jr. has it on the free-throw line, waits until the shot clock winds down and hits the mid-ranger, despite some really good defense from Kyril Story. 5-4 is your score. Here's Story with the screen from Chukwuemeka. Has plenty of room and hits the 3. The Sonics have been running a ton of screens and picks throughout this series, and the Rockets' defense at times has looked discombobulated. Seattle shooting the ball very well from 3, but not very well from inside the arc. Nice dunk by Darius Winston as it's 8-10. Here comes Jay Basilin. He misses the dunk, but it bounces in. I mean, hey, 2 points are put on the board. It wasn't necessarily pretty, but it counts. Seattle off to a currently 4-point lead. Devontae Graham with a great pass over to Tim Hardaway Jr. in the corner. That was a really nice move by Devontae Graham, who's honestly one of the most underrated passers in the league as he's blocked down low by Chukwuemeka. Seattle has it on the fast break. Buzz Wigginton wide open for 3. Buzz has been a little bit inconsistent in this postseason series offensively, but defensively he has been a menace on Isaki McDaniels. 15-11, there's Winston with the layup. Darius Winston with 32 points in Game 4. He's been Houston's best scorer throughout this postseason series. Seattle leads by 2. There's the screen for Oscar J. Basilin, who buries the 3. He has 10 points in the first 5 minutes, as it's now 20-15. Sonics looking good early. Now they get the screen for Killa Cam Reddish. It's going to technically be an and 1 because there was a foul on Kenyon Martin Jr. He fouled Chance Dumas, who was setting the screen. So Dumas will get a free throw, which he makes, and the Sonics get a very weird 4-point play. But hey, it's a 4-point play nonetheless. Sonics up by 9 early. They are dominating here in this first quarter as Darius Winston hits the circus layup. That'll bring the lead to 7. Following Sonics possession, Lawson heavily contested mid-ranger is good. Seattle's offense has been very up and down in the postseason, but today they look incredible so far. Winston drives inside for an and 1 as the Rockets look for an answer. Great move by Darius Winston, who again has been very good today offensively scoring the basketball. 26-20, Cam Reddish with another 3, this time on the other side of the floor. 6 quick points for Killa Cam Reddish, and the Sonics are up by 9. Winston on the following possession lobs it up for Jackson Hayes. He's got some pogo sticks, can absolutely get up there as Martin is blocked by Chance Dumas. However, Houston's going to force a turnover. Sekou Doumbouya with the interception. He gets it out to Martin, who hits the 3, and the Rockets bring the lead within 4. As good as Seattle's offense has been, Houston, for the most part, is kept up. Here's Reddish off the catch with the throwdown. A 360 slam for Killer Cam Reddish, who's got 8 points here in the quarter. Winston makes the shot late here in quarter number 1 with just a second to go. 33-29, your score after 1. A lot of offense today, which has honestly been pretty refreshing to see because we've seen so many defensive battles so far this year in the playoffs. It's nice to have a high-scoring game like this. Into the second quarter, an early screen for Oscar J. Basilan, who was on fire today with 13. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, and it's 31-36. Here's Dumas with a nice crossover. Looks to drive inside. Dumas with a nice move, makes the layup. Throughout this postseason series against the Rockets, I've been very impressed with Chance Dumas, particularly his ball handling. He's done very good in that aspect. Hardaway misses, grabs his own rebound, gets the putback. Nice move by Tim Hardaway Jr. as it's 38-33. Oscar J. Basilan nearly loses it. He gets it back over to Kyril Story, who has the mismatch with Devontae Graham on him, who is a good 9 inches shorter. So Story is just going to shoot the shot like there's nobody in front of him, and he sinks it. 33-40 now. Both offenses still playing very well here in the second. Story tries to draw the charge, so his flop turns out to be a mistake as Isaki McDaniels is open in the corner. And he connects on the lawn too, bringing the deficit to 5. 40-35 your score. Hey, there's another screen. This time it's Kyril Story. The Rockets have no answers for these screens. They were plaguing Houston's defense in Game 4, and they're doing the exact same here in Game 5. McDaniels with a great pass out to the corner for Devontae Graham, who was open enough to hit the shot. 2 defenders came on late, but it's not going to matter. 38-43. Here's Story, has it stripped away by Graham. The Sonics get it back. Chukwu Muregi over to Oscar J. Basilan, who hits another 3. When in doubt, give the ball to number 7, because he's probably going to make you a play. Oscar with a dime over to the big fella, Jalen Smith, who gets the dunk, and Seattle now up by 10. This offense is high-flying, explosive, and making all of their shots. McDaniels gets up there for the slam. His head nearly went above the rim, and the Rockets continue to keep this competitive as it's within 6. Kenyon Martin Jr. inside. His floater is blocked by Story. Rockets get it back. Great find in the corner for Darius Winston, who hits the wide open 3, cutting the lead in half. It's now only a 1-score game, 45-48. Here's Buzz Wigginton. He has the mismatch with the smaller Brandon Clark on him, and Buzz capitalizes. Buzz, again, has been a little bit quieter today offensively, but his defense has certainly made up for it. Story with a dime for Josh Giddey down low. Giddey has been putting on a passing clinic throughout this series. His scoring hasn't really been there, but it hasn't really mattered because he's done such a good job as a facilitator. Another block shot there for the Seattle defense. Under 20 to go in the quarter. There's Reddish, wide open for 3. 11 first half points for Cam Reddish, who's had a few highlight plays with some 3s and a nasty dunk. 45-55. Winston now going up for the slam. Darius Winston is doing his best to carry the load here for Houston. Winding seconds of the quarter. Oscar J. Basilan misses the dunk. Reddish gets it back over to Buzz at the buzzer. Won't fall. A good start here for Seattle. I feel like the Sonics are playing really well, up by 8. They've been really solid on both ends of the floor, particularly offensively, especially in that first quarter. Houston hasn't played bad. It's just that Seattle's looked better, and hopefully the Sonics can hold on to this lead and finish the series off strong as Oscar J. Basilan gets a quick layup. He now has 18 points, and Seattle's back up by double digits. 47-57. Graham inside with a quick lob for Jackson Hayes, who threw that one down quickly. Hayes continues to really get more minutes than Alperen Şengün at center, and he's honestly been better than Şengün throughout this series. Oscar J. Basilan hits another 3. He still cannot miss, up to 21 points on the day. 11-point lead. Again, Oscar J. Basilan with another 3. Bold strategy by the Rockets to leave him completely wide open. 51-63 now. Devontae Graham blows by Giddey. Oscar J. Basilan tries to strip it away. He cannot. Graham gets it over to Isaki McDaniels, who hits the 3. I think McDaniels has been a little bit better today on offense. He has been pretty solid, but still, he has certainly been disappointing in this series, largely because of that man, Buzz Wigginton, who throws it down, takes a hard spill on the floor, but it looks like he'll be A-okay. 54-65 now. The Sonics up by 11. McDaniels with the screen from Hayes gets blocked. What a play by Buzz. Doesn't really matter, though, because Jackson Hayes gets the putback dunk. 9-point lead. Here's Devontae Graham hoping somebody can get open. Sends it in the corner for Tim Hardaway Jr., who I don't think has missed a corner three in this entire playoff series. Houston has the game back within 6. 59-65. Graham drives baseline. He's blocked. Buzz Wigginton with another denial on the other end. Giddey has it stripped away, and it's recovered by Lorenzo Lawson. Lawson then flies inside, has it tipped into the hands of Giddey, over to Jalen Smith, who makes the layup. That was probably the weirdest offensive possession I've ever seen, but hey, it works. Seattle scored. Giddey down low, no good. Grabs the offensive rebound, misses again. Josh Giddey continues to struggle scoring the ball, but he does have 9 assists. Houston on the other end gets the easy dunk for Darius Winston. Lorenzo Lawson just stood there for whatever odd reason, and it's now 61-69. Nice. Speaking of nice, oh my God, what a block. Buzz Wigginton with some authority on the throwdown. 61-69, shot clock winding down. Dumas has it stripped away by Winston. Lawson tries to get it back, and that'll be Houston ball. As I looked at the replay here, that honestly looked kind of dirty from Darius Winston. He wasn't really playing for the ball after a while. He was playing for Lawson's leg. He kind of trapped Lawson to where his leg was stuck, which could have been a really dangerous play. So because of that, Seattle makes sure to steal the ball away from Winston on the following possession, and Buzz Wigginton scores on Darius Winston. I don't want to call Winston a dirty player because, I mean, it could just be a one-time thing, but that play did look really suspect as he makes the layup inside, bringing the lead within 8. 63-71, here is Lorenzo Lawson guarded by Doumbouya. That's a size mismatch, but it doesn't matter as Reddish sets the clean screen, gets the and one. Cam Reddish has been phenomenal today off the bench. He now has 16 points. Seattle has been able to maintain a healthy lead throughout this third quarter, but the Rockets continue to stay in the game. This has consistently been, I would say, somewhere between a 6 to 12-point game throughout the entire third quarter. Seattle is not choking this game, but the Rockets aren't, increasing the deficit. Beautiful dunk by Kyril Story. That'll make it a 9-point lead here as we wrap up the third. Screen here for Winston. His three-point shot will not fall. So that'll wrap up the third quarter. The Seattle Sonics are 1 quarter away from advancing to the Western Conference Finals. They lead this game by 9. We'll see if Houston can pull off a big comeback or if Seattle can keep control these next 9 minutes and eliminate Houston once and for all. The Sonics open up with the ball here in the fourth quarter. Oscar J. Basile looks to drive inside. He sends it out to Kyril Story, who hits a quick three. As we all know, Kyril Story plays his best ball in the fourth quarter. Look for him to get involved early and often offensively. There's Alperen Şengün down low with a nice layup. Good touch at the basket. One of the better offensive centers in the league, even if he's not great defensively, as shown right here, letting Oscar J. Basile blow right by him, forcing the help defense to suffocate down low. Doesn't matter because Oscar still makes the layup. 69-81, McDaniels loses it. Kyril Story was the first one to rip it away. Dumas sends it in the corner here for Oscar J. Basile. Heavily contested, nothing but net. 29 points here in Game 5 for Oscar J. Basile. He continues to dominate as it's a 15-point lead. Graham with a great pass over to Garuba, who gets it late over to KJ Martin, who hits the three, beating the shot clock. Houston remains staying in the game, but they've got to make a real comeback sooner or later, or else they're not going to be able to, win this game. Oscar J. Basile with another slam. That'll bring the lead up to 14 now. Story fools the defender on the pump fake. Beautiful step back. Gets it to fall. Great play by Kyril Story, creating his own shot as it's a 14-point game. Story wide open. Three is good. Kyril Story perfect tonight from beyond the arc. Seattle with their biggest lead of the game at 17. We've got a jump ball between Graham and Oscar. Oscar doesn't even really try, but Graham tips it over to Uzoma Chukwumereji, who makes the layup anyway. Smart decision by Oscar to really not go for the jump ball. 76-95, Dumas inside, gets it over to Kyril Story. Story has 10 here in the fourth quarter. Again, playing at his best when the lights shine the brightest as he rips it away from the defender. Story with the slam! 22-point lead. I think that might be your dagger. No way the Rockets are going to be able to come back. The Sonics are going to win the game, end the series 110-84. Even though this was a 26-point game, this was far from a blowout The Rockets were in it really until the final probably 3 minutes. The game was competitive the entire time, and although Houston never really had much of a lead at all, the Sonics led for pretty much the whole game, but Houston was always in it until the end, where they kind of let the pedal off the metal and realized that they weren't going to come back. 37, 6-6 for Oscar J. Basilin, who had probably his best playoff game all year, which says something. 26 for Kyril Story, 16 of which came in the fourth quarter. 16 for Reddish, 13, 5-6 for Buzz. We shot the ball phenomenally from 3. As for the Rockets, another 30-point game for Darius Winston, again on 30 shots. But we were just way more efficient in this game, 62% from beyond the arc, under 50% from the field. Again, we're really struggling shooting twos, which is weird, but I don't know. So that'll bring us here to the Western Conference Finals, where we will face off against either the Lakers or the Mavericks. The Lakers currently lead the series 3-2. We're going to simcast Game 6. Pretty close start, but the Lakers would break away in the second half, and they would not look back, beating Dallas 153-135, despite a solid 38-point performance from Antoine Ingram. You may notice there's no Luka Doncic here. He got injured back in Game 4. Antoine Ingram was also a little bit banged up, so the Mavericks never really had a fair shot to come back, and it'll be us and the Lakers in the conference finals. In the Eastern Conference, the Bucks shocked the Celtics. After 1 year removed from trading Giannis, their new core, led by James Bouknight, Bryson Davis, Ben Simmons, and Kobe White, have propelled themselves to the conference finals. They'll face off against the defending Eastern Conference champion St. Louis Spirits, who came back down from a 3-1 deficit against the Cinderella Detroit Pistons. You got to hang your hat to the Pistons, though. They are a pretty bad team, minus Cade Cunningham. They lost Donovan Mitchell last offseason, but they played better this year, which is odd, even though their second best player is Cole Anthony. As for our opponent, the Los Angeles Lakers, they are the number 2 seed. They're a really, really good team, led by Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Lonzo Ball, their big trio. Last year when we played against the Lakers in the second round of the playoffs, none of those guys were here. Lonzo was hurt, and KD and Kyrie were still in Brooklyn. The Lakers have a number of other great role players, including Tyrone Williams, John Collins, Freedom Alexander. This is a really, really good Lakers team, and we've got our hands full here for the Western Conference Finals. It should be a fun one. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Next time, we're going to kick off the Western Conference Finals against the LA Lakers. Should be fun. Peace out.